Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Carl, and I'm a recovery coach here at Capital Recovery. This is our recovery meeting, and today we're going to be talking about one day at a time, practicing mindfulness and recovery. And we have Ashley here with us. Let me say hi. So we'll hop into it. So it's one day at a time, practicing mindfulness and recovery. Many of us are familiar with the phrase taking life one day at a time. It's been a standby in my life for as long as I can remember. However, I can't always put in practice. The reality is that in recovery, sometimes you need to take it 1 minute or even a second at a time. That's very true. When I do my life's journey, it takes me on a much healthier path. Whether you used to hear your partners say this when at times would get tough, or you just recently heard it from a friend. This phrase is one to hold onto, especially if you are on the journey of recovery. For most of us, life and all its different obstacles can get overwhelming quickly. That's why taking a step back to take life one day at a time is so important. I like this because we're so well. I can be so projective, like what's going on tomorrow, or you can get hemmed up in the past and don't focus on the present moment, and then like you're not enjoying life. If you're in the past or if you're in the future, what are you doing in the moment?
Yeah,
So I think why I picked this is because I think a lot of us should practice, being in the moment.
I definitely have to practice that. I mean, it's something that I'm pretty good at,
Mm-hmm.
but it you just gotta stay in the moment and take it. It's like even when you're going through pain, sometimes being in that moment and going through it without getting high is something that you embrace
Yeah.
and be like, oh my gosh, I made it through something tough without running off and getting high.
Yeah.
And I had a couple, ahas through that,
Mm-hmm.
dealing with it and just being there and dealing with that feelings and all that. And it really happened to, like, when I first came home, I had a moment where there was just a lot going on. And I was so glad my friend was home because I was somewhere, God made sure that person was there to keep me sober. Because if I don't think she was there, I probably wouldn't have made it through.
It's like little things like that that we don't grasp until it passes. And I like how you're saying that, but like even early recovery, it's like you got all these things going on. Like even for me, like I caused a lot of damage. I had like a lot of fines. I had a lot of court issues. I had money issues. I had a lot of issues, right? So it's like when you first get clean and sober and you come in recovery, it's like, how am I going to fix all this stuff? Is it even going to be able to be fixed? And like that's projecting, and like, oh, I've done this, I did that. How can I get it? Just then things that we make up in our heads, and like that and it's tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you said, there might have moments that like I can deal with this. I don't have to get high. Them feelings has passed. They don't stay with us forever. And it's like I can keep living in the moment and dealing with life on life's terms with problems that come my way, deal with it, And it can be tough.
Yeah.
And they even in long-term recovery in the process of like it happens. It doesn't mean we clean and sober that life doesn't show up.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So it's like it happens to all of us. It's just the way we choose to deal with it, in a healthy manner. All right. Let's see. So what does it mean to take life one day at a time? To take life one day at a time can mean many different things to different people. Ultimately, the practice of taking life one day at a time is related to you being present in the current moment that you are experiencing. It can be extremely easy to worry about your future and let that affect how you are living right now. The same can happen with feelings from your past. Allowing yourself to slow down and focus on the present moment is crucial. Take time to move your worries and anxiety away from your future past or whatever obstacle are you in your way. You cannot change the past and you cannot control the future. The only thing that you can have control over is this current moment is yourself.
Mhm.
You will only experience the present as it occurring, so allow yourself to do so without your worries of other issues coming forward and taking that time from you. Through life can seem overwhelming, even impossible at times. Taking a step back to that you can take each day on its own and can help you get through it. Don't let your past or future worries take control of your life now.
So true.
Yeah, I think we all can agree with this. Even if you're not in recovery or you know what I mean, just
Yeah.
being a human being that like dealing with today, it says sometimes 1 minute, 1 second at a time. And sometimes that's what it takes,
Yeah.
because we get all caught up, man. We
Yeah.
can,
Past bullshit and
yeah,
present bullshit. And sometimes I get caught up in, my mom's, feelings and emotions with
Yeah.
my stepdad. And sometimes I just have to take myself away from that because that's not what I'm going through really. I'm going through because my mom's dealing with it and, I feel for her, but sometimes I have to just remove myself from the feelings and just take it as what it is and don't even stress about it because anything to change me or do anything to help me to do stress on it.
I see you took the words right out of my mouth about our own stuff, right?
Mhm.
But then taking other people's feelings and emotions and issues and problems on, living in their shoes.
Mhm.
And that can cause us more overwhelming and, emotions and feelings. And then we get caught up in the day to day ourselves, family, friends.
Mhm.
So yeah, taking moment by moment and day by day is it says it's very crucial.
Definitely.
So what does being present mean?
Mhm.
And it goes on to say, being present is a phrase that you might find yourself hearing more and more nowadays, but what does it actually mean to be present? While practicing being present in the moment can be a different process for everyone. It mostly focuses on mindfulness and allowing yourself to experience the current moment you are in. Being present is the act of being fully aware of what you're experiencing and allowing yourself to feel it fully without interruptions or worry, anxiety, or other obstacles that can get you in your way. When we are present, we are acknowledging our thoughts and surroundings and peace of the moment around us. This is where it becomes extremely important to let go of our worries about the past and the future. Past and the future, one more, see more of that throughout the article, I guarantee it.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's got to be in the moment. Do you agree with that? We're talking about one day at a time, practicing mindfulness in recovery. So being in the present moment, not the past and not the future. You agree?
Yeah, definitely.
What's going on, Manuel? It's Manuel here. You want to read the next one?
Is that at the top or where?
Yeah, being present throughout recovery.
Okay. Being present throughout recovery. Being present is in practicing mindfulness in recovery are two essential tools to living your life to the fullest. For those of us in recovery, we may often find ourselves worrying about our past or our previous attractions that occur as a result of our addiction. Practicing mindfulness will help us use slowly will help us slowly let go of these worries so that they no longer affect us here in the present. To, to be present allows us to focus on our current moment at hand, what we want to achieve and what we want to let go. Oftentimes, letting go can be an extremely difficult piece of recovery. but allowing yourself to let go of your past and your mistakes is what helps you to be able to grow in the future. But but the future can be just as anxiety inducing for a lot of people in recovery too. Frequently looking at the bigger picture of all of the things that we want to achieve can be daunting. For example, for many people that the idea of never drinking, having a drink again, and not only anxiety inducing, but extremely difficult too. This often puts a great deal of stress on those who may be thinking about sobriety or those who are trying to stay sober, making them feel that if they mess up, there's no going back. Many people in recovery feel especially intimidated by sobriety as they tend to look at the big picture when they may never drink again versus the smaller individual picture of them being present and living their lives and a simple enjoying the day as they come. It is often too easy to let our worries take hold of our lives and let them distract us. Being present throughout recovery is one for us to fight that. It's one way for us to fight that.
Thank you. I like the part that says being present throughout your recovery. It doesn't say being present in your early recovery, your later recovery, throughout your recovery. So it's like an ongoing process being present. How you doing?
Okay, how you doing?
Good.
We gonna sit in the meeting.
What's your name?
My name is Jeremy.
Jerry?
Jeremy.
Jeremy. Nice to meet you, Jeremy.
Nice to meet you.
That's a very good way to look at it. I
Mhm.
mean, because if you go in your past or you go in the future, instead of just being in a moment and being happy that you're alive, clean, and you know what I'm saying, instead of, oh my gosh, I'm gonna never ever drink. Oh my gosh, I can't think about what's going to happen or what has happened. If you stay present, like most time, you'll stay happier, won't stress so much. And I try not to do that at all because it really does. It bums you out.
Yeah, it drives you crazy.
Yeah, it really does. It bums you out when you think about, oh, I never,
Keep
that
projecting,
will kill
you know?
you. And I do that sometimes, and I catch myself, so I have to, fight, fall back and just like stay where I'm at.
I especially did in early recovery, like, oh my God, like I never can drink, I never gonna be able to use again.
Mhm.
And, well, how am I gonna do this?
Yeah.
How's this gonna happen?
Yeah.
And it's like trusting the process, man, and having faith.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just one day at a time. You take
Yeah.
what things where they come, deal with them when they arise, and just keep on pushing.
Yeah. Definitely gotta keep on pushing.
Yep. You wanna read the next one, Manuel?
One problem at a time. To take life day by day also means that you can take your problems day by day too. One of the daunting things about recovery is a variety of obstacles when trying to stay sober. These problems and obstacles may seem intimidating when faced at all at once, but humans tend to overanalyze and worry themselves about situations and problems that they might not even happen. Living life one day at a time means that you can solve your problems one day at a time too. There's no need to worry about the obstacles that you haven't come your way yet. Focus on the issues as they arise and solve them in ways that make you proud. And remember, you are capable of anything you set your mind to. Ways to help yourself take life day by day. The first one is practicing meditation. Meditation may seem intimidating or even silly, but meditation is one of the greatest ways to practice mindfulness and being present. Whether you meditate for 5 minutes or 50 minutes, allowing yourself a period of time to clear your thoughts and focus on your intentions is essential in your journey of recovery. Number two is staying optimistic. Recovering is hard, staying optimistic. When things get rough, when things get rough, can be even harder. Staying optimistic is one way to help you continue taking things day by day, as the possibility for bright new opportunities will always be available the next day. Even if things felt bad today, being optimistic is always a great tool for helping combat excess worry and anxiety about the future, where you can replace anxiety and optimism and hope for future situations instead. Number three is take your problems one day at a time. As mentioned before, taking your problems one day at a time is important for you and your recovery. Obstacles will come and go despite how overwhelming they may feel. You will be able to push past them. Your problems can seem much scarier when you look at them all at once. Take a step back and face them each day at a time. Number four is focused on what is important to you. What are your hobbies? What do you do? What do you love to do? What is important to you? These are questions you need to ask yourself to find the answers and to focus on in order to help yourself heal. Putting your energy and time into something that you love is a great way to help yourself take each day as it comes. Identify your intentions and what it is important to give yourself something to work for. Number five is spend time with the people you love. Though it seems like something simple, spending time with people you love is an essential part of life. Enjoying the people in your life while you can appreciate all the little moments you get to spend with them. Remind yourself that there are another part of the reason that you are recovering. Appreciate the little things. One of the most important things that we can do in life is appreciate the smaller pieces of our lives. From our animals to beautiful mornings we get up and spend with our coffee, there are many little things in our lives that we often take for granted. In recovery, the beginning to find that makes you whole again. And you appreciate the smaller things in life so much more. As you take each day as it comes, remember to appreciate the little things as they roll on.
We'll go to that one next. I like in the beginning of that part you're reading that we're making scenarios up that didn't even happen. We're making problems up and situations up that are not even there yet. You know what I mean? So that's part of calling it insanity, right? And that's not staying in the present moment. You're making non-reality stuff up, and we get caught up in that, man. We really and it just only thing it does for us is causes like
anxiety.
Yeah, anxiety, depression, sadness.
Yeah.
I want to do something you don't want to do.
Yeah. So we can make ourselves
sick.
Really sick. Yeah, I like that word, and that makes us want to go out and do things that we don't normally do. Yeah. And we cause our own chaos.
Yeah.
And to not even staying in the moment. And it says enjoying the little things.
Yeah,
little things of me just actually being alive, waking up and having shelter and food,
not being sick.
Family members, not being sick, not using,
It's just that moment of time when your child is, you're just spending that one-on-one with your child that you didn't do before.
Yeah.
And you get those moments where you just happy.
Yeah.
You're not happy that you're not getting high, you're just happy.
Mm-hmm.
Take a shower.
Yeah.
It's true. But what do you do when that problem becomes like 20 years of you trying to get clean?
Trying to early recovery, you mean?
What's early recovery?
Yeah, I think we were talking about that earlier.
I started when I was 23 years old.
Yeah.
I went in my first rehab. And I'll be honest with you, I just got out of Seabrook. I just left.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow,
no, it wasn't nice because I just left there.
And
I've been there before, probably about 3 or 4 times. It's scary. What happens when it gets old, though? When you're just doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over.
By the time you quit, then
what do you do? Yeah, right. What do you do?
Do something different.
What different, though? Tell me.
Well, for us, for recovery, I
got a 12-year-old daughter that's depending on me right now.
Right.
What's different? Going to a different rehab?
No. We have to change people, places, and things. It's not always about the drugs and alcohol. We have to change who we are. People that we used to hang out with,
I
places
don't
we used to
hang out with
go.
nobody, man. I'm
No, I'm just saying
alone.
that's just part of it. That's
I
a
hang
part
out
of
with
it.
myself.
That's just
I
a
don't hang
little
out
part
with
of it.
Like I
nobody.
said, that's another reason, like, you can't just hang out with nobody. You gotta make that network of people that's
Or
getting
in
clean.
recovery.
No, and I do. I have a sponsor. I have a home group. I have.
Well, you must not have no hobbies. You get some hobbies.
Well, I got PS5. This, you know what
Yeah,
I'm
you
saying?
gotta find like,
you know,
or your
and-
daughter,
and my
find out what
daughter,
your
she
daughter
plays
likes.
softball.
yeah,
You
so
know, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? I try. It's just it's easier said than done.
Try.
It is. It's hard. It
Yeah,
is.
no, I know
It
what
can
you're
be
saying.
tough.
I know what you're saying.
It can
Yeah,
be tough. I
it
mean,
does
it's
get tough.
it's a lot.
It's
a lot of
not
recovery.
easy.
Can't try.
I was using since I was 12 years old. I've done a lot of damage. I had a lot of baggage when I first came into recovery. Like staying in the moment, it was not easy, right? Because I had all this stuff piled up, and it's like, what am I going to do first? Am I going to do this? It's just like you have to decipher, man. And what worked for me, and I see others, is going into a fellowship, working some steps. There's step works. It's not
No,
all
I've worked the
outside. There's
And I've done it. I've worked.
we got to find out
I have
what
a
you're not doing.
sponsor.
You know what I mean? Because you're not doing something
That's
that's keeping
something.
you back.
Look, I know everything there is to apply to stay sober. I just can't apply it to my own life. That's my problem.
But there you
There
go.
it is. There it
Yeah,
is.
that's my problem, and I don't know how to do it. That's the problem.
You gotta do it. That's how you do it.
It's hard, but
Yeah.
you just gotta do it. Maybe you need to find some deeper strength with God.
Maybe.
That's
Yeah,
that's a big
it's
thing
not,
sometimes.
it's not all about just the
Yeah,
12-step fellowship,
yeah.
stuff like that. I go to church. She's religious.
No, I believe in
you know?
God. I believe in Jesus Christ. I just, I haven't prayed in a long time.
That could be. I'm telling you,
There's
that.
a lot of pathways in recovery, lot
Yeah.
of pathways.
Your
It's everybody's different.
your thing with God could be a real big thing because God can take the taste from you. You know,
Conscious contact.
I'm telling you, that prayer is very important. Like I just found myself just not even saying prayers, just writing prayers
Mm.
to God because because sometimes I find myself falling short with not praying. So I start just writing to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just talking to him. He can become your best friend.
Sometimes that's
You know what's
The only thing
crazy
we
is
have
like I'm
is prayer.
sitting here, I'm walking, and I'm trying to find a hotel room because I don't know where I'm sleeping at, right? And I see this sign and it says,
Catholic recovery.
yeah. Like,
See that?
if
Look at
that's
that.
not God. I don't know what it is, but I
think he's
swear.
telling you
And I've
something.
been walking for a long time. I'm like, swear my ass off. I'm like, I look here and I see this, and I'm like, let me just walk in and see what this is about.
Yep, I'm a recovery coach. We have meetings here. This we do a few
Now, I'm
times.
from
a
Atlanta
week.
County. I'm not even from this place.
Yeah, we have a lot
I'm
of
far away from
resources,
here,
man.
so.
That could be a good place to start somewhere, not in
Yeah,
your surroundings.
that stuff just doesn't happen at a coincidence,
You think?
right?
No,
Yeah, I mean-
not at all.
Yeah.
So like I think God might be telling us
That-
Like, I saw the bling bling from
Yeah,
outside.
he's looking
I'm
out
like,
for you, man. You
For
know.
real. Even when the first time when I came in, Mike was my recovery coach, and I really do. I have a really strong background with God from birth and from just my mom, my grandma, my dad. Like my dad's a deacon, my grandma's evangelist, so like I really have a strong faith with God already. But I lost it somewhere and get high. So when I came into the room, Mike-
abandoned it.
yeah, Mike was playing gospel music and just made me bawl out. Like it just started crying because it was like it's God telling me, it's time. Because I wasn't ready at all. They was like, "Oh, we're gonna sing you today." I'm like, "Whoa." Like, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like,
you must have really heard that. Wait.
The disease is tricky. It's coming
Oh,
back
this
in
is
six,
real
right?
tricky.
So we need to hop on it ASAP.
yeah.
You know
So
what I mean?
it was real like, it was time. Even though I slipped up first and then I went back again, it was time for that process to start.
Yep, everything, in God's time, in
Yeah.
God's plan, man.
I
I,
believe everything happens for a reason. So,
you
like
know,
I said, that's so the sign. I was like, let me come in and check it out.
well, welcome.
You want
man.
it. If you want it, you're gonna take it. If you really want it, man, you gotta just like gotta surrender. That's the most important thing is surrender, giving up.
And what helped me is like the steps that my sponsor and the steps. Like I said, I go to church. There's many things, maybe counseling, therapy. There's many.
Oh, I've done it all. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot. I'm just giving you options that.
I haven't
what
been
we
to
need,
church in a while. I'll be honest with you.
You know,
It's been a
because
long
we
time.
all need help. Not even people in recovery. Like everybody in life needs help, needs support, needs something, right, to better our lives. You know, you got to find out what works for you. You know what I mean?
Next one.
Yep. You want to read that last part?
Last, taking in life one day at a time throughout your journey of recovery. Life can get overwhelming, difficult quickly. That's why taking a step back and practicing being present in the current moment is so important. Living life one day at a time is a mindset change that can greatly impact everyone's quality of life, especially those in recovery. Through the phase may make it seem almost too simple. It's all about perspective. Life can feel much more overwhelming when you're looking at all your problems, past, present, and future in one big file. Your problems, your goals, or whatever it may be can all be taken one day at a time. By taking this practice seriously and changing your perspective, you can ultimately change your life too.
Mm.
It can be extremely easy to let your worries of the future or anxieties from the past distract you from the moments you are currently experiencing. Recovery isn't easy, but it's important to remember how capable you are of conquering even the most difficult of obstacles and achieving your biggest goals. By living life one day at a time, you can recover.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it's a pretty good rating we have.
Oh, it's a bracelet.
That's my friendship.
Okay.
I think this is a good topic.
Yeah.
I think we all have to. Our days are different, right? And sometimes we don't stay in the present moment and actually enjoy life. That's what it's about, staying in the moment. Loved ones, the things they said, little things in life. My sponsor tells me little means big. Like I said, little things do matter. Being grateful for what we do have, what we don't have. Practicing spiritual principles. Surrender, acceptance, open-mindedness, willingness, being honest. There's a lot of things it's a lot. It can be overwhelming, especially in early recovery, and it happens through life too, man. But we can, stick in with the recovery process. There's just things that I and everybody else, we have to find what works for us. Like I said, there's different pathways for recovery. What works for me ain't gonna work for you.
Everybody's different.
In my last,
I had 13 months sober for the first time in 23 years. That's 13 months of my life. I'll tell you that.
yeah, I can't imagine
And
my
I had
life
surgery
today.
and I just messed it all up.
So you're already deciphering what went wrong. I mean, that's what we got to find out. Why we can't overwhelm ourselves what we've done. Now we got to figure out what we got to do
To get back to
to
it.
get. You know what I mean? To get back to
It
it.
might feel hard, but just remember that 13 to 13, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Month.
you can listen. We can get right
Jump
back
on
to
that
it.
train,
Yeah,
jump right back on that
that's
train.
not. If you're gonna keep on that, you're not staying in the moment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Little things that we don't have to stay in the moment.
Makes sense.
But it can be done. Anyway, listen. Anybody can get in recovery. It's just what we're gonna do when we get here to keep it. You know what I mean? We're gonna be clean as we can get.
You definitely gotta watch who you hang out with, because I'm telling you, like, just spirits of people, tiny people, just they got bad
Training.
mental,
Yeah.
their mental ain't right, or what they doing ain't right. It'll kill your spirit.
No.
It'll kill your spirit. Shut down.
So that's our meeting for today. I'm Carl. I'm a recovery coach here at Capital Recovery.
You guys have a meeting here every day?
And we have 2 today. We have one at 1 and I think one at 3.
That's my paper at home.
You're right. Oh,
Nah, I
you
ain't
sure? Until next time, we'll see you guys.
If they call you, I was here.
What's your name?